Maven sources overview in Maven. Here you can see a Maven sources overview. Each component has its own Jira project or component for issue tracking. Here Maven site. This is the Git repository for content of https ://maven.apache.org. Apache Maven sources manifest to fetch every Apache Maven Git repositories using Google repo default.xml file. Configure the directory structure where the different Git repositories will be put. Here the Maven core IT is the Maven core integration test provide tooling to test every aspect of Maven functionality with any Maven version. Apache Maven artifact resolver. Since version 1.7.0, Maven resolver requires Java 8 to run. For Maven 3.8.x compatible version, read the documentation. Apache Maven artifact resolver is a library for working with artifact repositories and dependency resolution. Maven artifact resolver and tasks. The Maven artifact resolver and task enable built script for Apache Ant 1.7 plus to use Maven artifact resolver combined to Apache Maven artifact resolver provider to resolve dependencies and install and deploy locally built artifacts. Maven plugins, available plugins. Maven is at its heart a plugin execution framework. All work is done by plugins. Looking for a specific goal to execute, there are build and reporting plugins. Build plugins will be executed during the build, and they should be configured in the build element from the POM, and reporting plugins will be executed during the site generation, and they should be configured in the reporting element from the POM. Because the result of a reporting plugin is part of the generator site, reporting plugin should be both internationalized and localized. You can read more about localization of about the documentation about localization. Core plugin, the plugins corresponding to the default core bases, that is clean, compile. They may have multiple goals as well. Clean up after the build. Compiler compiles Java sources. Deploy the build artifact to the remote repository. Install the build artifact into the local repository. And fail-safe run the JUnit integration test in an isolated class loader. Here the install the build artifact into the local repository. Resources, copy the resources to the output directory for including in the jar. Site, generate a site for the current project. Surefire, run the JUnit test in an isolated class loader. Verifier, useful for integration tests verifies the extensions of certain conditions. Packaging types or tools. These plugins relate to the packaging perspective artifact types. EAR, generate an EAR from the current project. EJB, build an EJB, an optional client from the current project. jar, build an jar from the current project. RAR, build an RAR from the current project. WAR, build an WAR from the current project. App client or ACR, build an Java EE application client from the current project. Shed, build an Uber jar from the current project including dependencies. Source, build a source jar from the current project. JLink, build Java runtime image. Jmod, build Java Jmod files. Reporting plugins. Plugins which generate reports are configured as reports in the POM and under the site generation lifecycle. Changelog, generate a list of recent changes from your SCM. Changes, generate a report from an issue tracker or change document. Check style, generate a check style report. DOP, generate a description of project DOAP file from POM. DocCK, documentation checker plugin. JavaDoc, generate JavaDoc for project. JDEPs, run JDK JDEP tool on the project. JXR, generate a source cross reference. Link check, generate a link check report of your project documentation. PMD, generate a PMD report. Project info reports, generate standard project report. And Surefire report, generate a report based on the result of a unit test. And tools, these are miscellaneous tools available through Maven by default. Here you can see ant, and here the ant run. Run a set of ant tasks from the pace of the build. And artifact, manage artifact task like build info. Artifact type, archetype, generate a skeleton project structure from the archetype. Assembly, build an assembly distribution of sources and or binaries. Dependency manipulation, copy, unpack, and analysis. Enforcer, environmental constraint checking, Maven version, JDK, etc. User custom rule execution. GPG, create signature for artifact and POMs. Help, get information about working environment from the project. Invoker, run a set of Maven project and verify the output. Jar signer, signs and verify the project artifacts. JDEP, DEPR scan, run JDK JDEPR scan tool on the project. Patch, use GNU patch tool to apply patch files to source code. PDF, generate a PDF version of your project documentation. Plugin, create a plugin descriptor for any modules found in the source tree to include in the jar. Plugin report, create a plugin documentation for any modules found in the source tree. Release the current project, updating the POM and tagging in the SCM. Remote sources, copy remote sources to the output directory for the inclusion in the artifact. SCM, as you can see repository, and here the SCM, execute SCM command for current project. SCM publish your Maven website to SCM location. Scripting, Maven scripting plugin wraps the scripting API according to JSR 223. Stage, assist with the release stage and promotion. Tool chains allows to share configuration across plugins, and wrapper, download and unpack the Maven wrapper. There are some retired plugins. Here the Ant generate an Ant build for the project, and Eclipse generate an Eclipse project file for the current project, and idea create an update idea workspace for the current project. Individual modules are created as idea modules. The one and a plugin interact in legacy Maven 1.x repositories and build. Reactor build and subset of independent project in a Reactor Maven 2 only, and repository plugin to help the repository based tasks. Here you can see site and sources. Here the core Maven, core ITs, resolver and task. In plugins you can see core packaging, reporting and tools. With core you can see clean, compiler, deploy, install, resources, site, surefire and verifier. With packaging ER, EJB, JAR, WA, ICR, shade, source, JLink, JMod. Reporting changelog, changes, check style, DOP, docck and javadoc, jdeps, jxr, link check, pmd, project info reports. With tools you can see ant run, archetype, assembly dependency, enforcer, gpg help, invoker, jar signer, jdpr, scan, patch, pdf, plugin, release, remote resources, repository, cm publish, scripting stage and tool jars. With doxia you can see doxia site tools. With site and site, here the tools converter, link check. Here miscellaneous archetypes, POMs, skins, studies, indexer, vegan, plugin, testing, disk tools. With Jenkins, env and lib. Here the shared, you can see achiever, artifact resolver, artifact transfer, artifact filter, dependency analyzer, dependency tree, downloader, file manager, filtering, invoker, JASigner, mapping, OSGI, projects, utils reporting, API reporting, EXE reporting, IMPA repository, builder, runtime, script interpreter, incremental, IO, jar, resources, util, verifier. With Plexus you can see utils, components, class, words and Modello. Now this is the end of my presentation. Thank you very much for watching it.